Hello, I'm Shane Downey, coming to you from the GBTA VDR conference in 2024 in partnership with the Nordic Business Travel Association in Copenhagen. Joining me today at the broadcast studio is Jason Dunderdale, Global Head of Agency Sales in Blacklane. Jason, let's get started. So, Blacklane has announced its largest ever investment round. Tell us what that means and what new developments we'll see from you.
Sure. So, yes, as you said, last week we closed our Series G funding round, and that saw the introduction of Tesaru Mobility Investments, and we raised 60 million euros, which is, as you said, our biggest round yet. Really, that shows that there's a huge amount of confidence within the sector that we're operating in, specifically within the chauffeur provider market. What it means for us, it means that we can start to, really push focus on our growth markets, specifically North America being one of them. Sharpen our focus on some of our bigger markets that we operate in now, like the UK and London, but then also look at markets like the Middle East, which is also a market that we operate in, but we think we can do more there.
Good. That's exciting.
Absolutely.
That's a lot of new territory. And as you're thinking of that, what are the key trends you're seeing in the ground transportation industry, particularly related to wellness, and how is Blackstone addressing those trends?
At Blacklane, we recently did a survey of over 3,000 business travelers, and you're absolutely right. Wellness was one of the overriding trends that came out of it. What we saw is out of the 3,000 that we surveyed, 87% said that they were losing between 1 and 2 hours of productivity on their business travel. Out of that 87%, a third of those were saying they were losing up to a day's worth of productivity. Now, for the traveler, that's inconvenient, but for the corporations that are sending their travelers out there, it represents a huge amount of downtime, lack of productivity, and maybe some poor planning in terms of of ground transportation. So what we're doing is obviously trying to help boost productivity, and with a chauffeur service like Blacklane, it allows people to, it's almost like an extension to their office. They can have their quiet time if they need to, they can take calls in the back of the car, but they can also sit and do work as they need to. Yeah. The other trend that we see is continues to be sustainability. Yes. Sustainability will always be a driver. And now that we're seeing a much bigger focus on ground transport as a category, people are now starting to look at it and actually think, okay, we can manage this now, especially with a global provider who can cover us for most of the locations that we're operating in. We look at some of the stats, which is where some of the investment is going to help us to increase and get better. This year alone in London, 22% of our rides were taken in an electric vehicle. For next year, we're already on track for 50% of our rides to be done in an electric vehicle. And that's really leading the market that we're operating in at the moment.
Yeah, once you get in the electric vehicle, it's hard to get out of them again.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So you've been working with GBTA for a number of years. How does this help you achieve your business goals?
Well, there's lots of different ways it helps us to achieve it. Brand awareness is key. As I said earlier, ground transportation is a category that is often underrepresented, is often undermanaged within travel programs, and where we can provide that solution to help corporates, one, understand what how they can meet their CSRD requirements with sustainability, but also get the ground transportation managed all in one place. That's something that GBTA really helps us to do. Alongside that, face-to-face meetings, you can't beat it. Building relationships with our corporate buyers, and then also the educational pieces. We have to stay abreast of all of the travel trends, not just ground transportation. And GBTA really helps us to do that.
There is a lot of information that is out there, and the changing trends are ever more. And yes, keeping abreast of it and making sure that you're meeting the needs of your clients is something you've clearly been considering and working on. And I just found this whole interview interesting. So thank you. Jason, so I can't wait to see what's up next for Blacklane. So thank you again for joining us today. We really appreciate your time. Once again, I'm Shane Downey with GBTA, along with Jason Dunderdale with Blacklane, and coming to you from the broadcast studio at the GBTA VDR conference in 2024 in partnership with the Nordic Business Travel Association in Copenhagen. Thank you again for watching.